Good morning, church. In this series, we're answering the question, what do you believe? The Church of the Word Statement of Faith says the following about humanity. We believe that human beings are the crowning work of creation, and that each person is immutably and biologically created as male or female, together reflecting the image of God. In the beginning, Adam and Eve were innocent of sin, and were endowed by the Creator with free will. By their free will, they sinned against God and brought sin into the world. The sacredness of humanity is evident in God's creative work, and that Christ died for all of fallen humanity. The result of Adam and Eve's transgression was that sin entered the world and they were separated from God. For this reason, we are all born into sin. Psalms 51:5 says, I was brought forth in iniquity, and in sin my mother conceived me. When you're saved through faith in Jesus Christ, your spirit is reborn as a new creation. However, sin still dwells in your flesh and wars against your spirit for control of your soul. Let's look at Romans 5, verses 15 through 21, where Paul speaks of this concept. For I do not practice what I will to do, but I do the very thing I hate. But if I practice what I do not will to do, I agree with the law that it is good. So now it is no longer I that do it, but sin that dwells in me. For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwells no good thing. For the will to do what is right is present with me, but how to perform what is good I do not find. For the good I desire to do I do not do, but the evil I do not want is what I do. Now if I do what I do not want, it is no longer I who does it, but sin that lives in me. I find then a law that when I desire to do good, evil is present with me. Paul is saying here that sin dwells in his flesh and causes him to do things that he hates rather than things that he wants to do. There is nothing good in our flesh. This is certainly true of unsaved people. As Romans 1:21 says, because although they knew God, they did not glorify him or give thanks to him as God, but became futile in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. However, we can be confident that Paul was saved. So, a saved person who has been born again and baptized in the Holy Spirit still has sin dwelling in his or her flesh. Your spirit is perfected through the Holy Spirit, which dwells there. Your flesh is corrupt through the sin that dwells there. Between the two is your soul, which consists of your mind, which is your thoughts, your will, and your emotions. Your mind either follows after your spirit, which results in your living spiritually, or it follows after your flesh, which results in you living carnally. Romans 3:23 says, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Living spiritually requires you to crucify your flesh every day. Psalms 32, verse 5 says, I acknowledge my sin to you, and my iniquity I did not conceal. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin. Confess your sin to him, and he is faithful to forgive you. When you stumble in your walk with him, get back up and keep going. He is able to lead you in the right way of living if you will surrender to him in all things, pick up your cross, and follow him every day. Have a blessed day.